to ADAHMAN1907 Maryland Lead Laws number 3. This is the contents of Binder 5. For the most part, in order to complete that oral presentation, these were the notes involved. Field placements, fall 1994. Basically, there were agreements made with all of these facilities, alphabetically from Anne Arundel County to the Woodburn Center Youth, Walter Reed Army Medical Center Social Work Services. So basically, this was the UMBC field placement fall of 1994. It was handed out in my introduction to social work class in order to write a paper on one of these facilities. That was not for a field placement. I was denied a field placement. Arrangements were made with these various facilities that when the undergraduate social work student called for an appointment to write the paper, for the most part they were given an appointment. I selected the KRIEGER Institute. Things you can do to prevent lead poisoning. As stamped KRIEGER Institute Lead Poisoning Prevention Program. Preventing lead poisoning, food, and good nutrition. WIC, Women, Infant, and Children's Supplemental Food Programs. Health organizations. Telephone numbers to call for health and safety information. Women and Infant and Children, that is WIC. U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. We continue with the health organizations. Child Welfare League of America. Children's Defense Fund. National Black Child Development Institute, Inc. Indian Health Services. Newsletter from the KRIEGER Institute. These documents were available to the public as by law they should have been. Laboratories and consultants providing environmental lead analysis in Maryland. This is the third in a series of 7 fact sheets providing guidance consistent with the Maryland Lead Paint Abatement Regulation, COMAR 26.02.07, Department and Policies, Other than children aged newborn to 7 years are other groups at risk. Pregnant women are at great risk if exposed to lead point or lead paint generated dust. Low levels of lead can cross the placenta. Pregnant women with elevated blood levels can be at a greater risk experiencing miscarriages or stillbirth. That was from, for a lead-safe housing called the Coalition for Lead-Safe Environment. Meeting risk reduction standards. House Bill 760 requires owners of rental properties built before 1950 to register their units with the Maryland Department of the Environment. Risk reduction treatments do not place the obligation to comply with local health or housing departments' orders to abate. For more information, telephone the Coalition for a Lead-Safe Environment, the Maryland Department of the Environment. This handout that was available in Baltimore was prepared by the Lead Poisoning Prevention, Education, and Training Program, UMDNG SOM, with the help of the South Jersey Lead Consortium, Newark Lead Paint Control Program. I did not go to New Jersey. This was available in Baltimore. Interagency Task Force on Prevention of Lead Poisoning and the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs, May 1993. Temporary ways to reduce exposure to lead in and around the home. Help prevent childhood lead poisoning. The Coalition Against Childhood Lead Poisoning. The partial list of CALP members and supporters. The Community Law Center, Kennedy Krieger Institute, the Legal Aid Bureau, Inc., the Maryland Department of the Environment, the University of Maryland School of Law Clinic. As I stated, there is nothing that I wrote on that the legal community of Maryland or the University of Maryland was not actively discussing during the time periods of 1995-96. Increasing local resources for testing lead in blood, dust, paint, and water. As I stated, much of Maryland in 1995 was being demolished for reconstruction. The concerns stated dust. We're not talking about dust. It was demolition. Be lead smart. Talk with your doctor or nurse. You can learn more about lead at your clinic or doctor's office. Ask what you can do about lead in your home and at your job. As provided by the Maryland Department of the Environment, avoid lead in dust and dirt. When lead paint gets old, it cracks and makes dust. It's easy to swallow lead dust that's on your hands, on your food, or on your cigarettes.